Every product around you exists because of a plan. Welcome to the Industrial Analyst, where we uncover the strategy behind industry.
Let's think about the world of business for a second. It's like this massive, incredibly complex game with millions of players all competing at once. But here's the thing. Every single company, from your local coffee shop to a global tech giant, is playing with a plan. They all have a strategy they believe is going to help them win. But that brings up the million-dollar question, doesn't it? How do they actually do it? What does it really take to win in such a crowded, competitive world? It's not just about having a great product. It's about having the right plan of attack.
To understand any game, you first have to know the rules. And in business, that means getting your head around the huge difference between what it takes to just get on the field versus the special moves that actually win the match.
Okay, first up, we've got something called order qualifiers. Think of these as the price of admission. They're the absolute non-negotiables that customers just expect. I mean, if you're selling a phone, it has to make calls, right? If you're a company making heart valves, top-notch quality isn't a bonus feature. It's the bare minimum to even be in the conversation. And then you have the order winners. These are the game changers. This is the secret sauce, the incredible camera, the killer design, or that super fast delivery that makes a customer pick your product out of a lineup. This is what gives you a real competitive edge.
So let's just boil it down. Order qualifiers, they get you a spot on the team, but order winners, they're the ones that score the winning goal. One gets you in the game, the other helps you win it. It's a simple idea, but it is incredibly powerful.
So if winning is all about leveraging your order winners, how do you build a whole plan around them? Well, that is exactly what a business strategy is. It's a company making a conscious choice about how it's going to compete and how it's going to win. And here's the really cool part. While every company's situation is totally unique, it turns out most winning strategies fall into one of 5 main playbooks. These are the classic, time-tested approaches that businesses use to carve out their spot at the top. And here they are. This chart is a great way to look at it. All 5 strategies are basically mapped out on 2 key questions. First, what's your competitive advantage? Are you trying to be cheaper, or are you trying to be different? And second, what's your focus? Are you going after a huge, broad market, or are you zeroing in on a narrow, specific niche?
So the 5 core playbooks are low-cost provider, differentiation, focused low-cost, focused differentiation, and then a kind of hybrid called the best-cost provider. To really get a handle on this, let's zoom in on the 2 biggest, most common strategies you see out there.
All right, playbook number 1, the low-cost provider. The name pretty much says it all, right? The mission here is crystal clear. Offer a product or service that's just as good as your competitors, but do it for a lower price. It's all about volume and pure efficiency. So, how do they pull that off? They are absolutely relentless about cutting costs. We're talking about producing things at a massive scale, stripping out any process that doesn't add value, constantly looking for ways to be more efficient, and squeezing every single cent out of their supply chain. But, and this is a big but, playing the cheap game is dangerous. It can quickly turn into a brutal price war where nobody ends up making any money. Plus, your cost-cutting tricks are often pretty easy for your competitors to copy. And you're in real trouble if customers suddenly decide, you know what, I'm willing to pay more for something better. Now, let's flip to the complete opposite approach, the differentiation provider. Instead of being cheaper, the whole goal here is to be different. It's about offering something unique, features, service, brand, that customers are actually willing to pay more for. Differentiators win by creating value that no one else can match. Maybe they have an amazing culture of customer service, or they invest a ton in R&D to create groundbreaking tech. I mean, just think of a brand like Mercedes-Benz. They've built their entire reputation on quality, design, and innovation. Of course, this strategy has its own set of risks. What if you build something that you think is incredible, but nobody's actually willing to pay the premium price? Or you could spend a fortune on a cool feature that becomes totally obsolete overnight. There's a really fine line between adding real value and just over-engineering something nobody asked for.
Okay, that's enough theory. Let's see these playbooks in action. Time for a quick lightning round with some real-world examples.
First up, a fast fashion retailer. They're targeting a very specific niche, right? Young, fashion-conscious women on a budget. Their strategy isn't just to be low cost for everyone. It's to be the cheapest and fastest option for that specific group. That's a focused low-cost strategy. Now, think about a big hotel group that has a whole portfolio of different brands. They've got the five-star luxury resort, the reliable business hotel, and the budget-friendly motel. They're differentiating their offerings to serve very specific or focused parts of the travel market. And finally, we have the best cost provider. A good way to think about this is Target versus Walmart. Target isn't always the absolute cheapest, but it hits that sweet spot between cost and quality to give you great value. A motorcycle company that isn't the cheapest, but has a rock-solid reputation for long-lasting, affordable bikes, is playing that exact same game. Okay, this brings us to what might be the single most important point of all. Strategy is never finished. The features that are order winners today, like a great camera on a smartphone or free 2-day shipping, they very quickly become the basic expectation, the order qualifier of tomorrow. The game is always changing. So now that you know the playbook, try this. The next time you buy something, ask yourself, why did I choose this one? Was it a low-cost play, a differentiation move? What's the winning strategy of your favorite brand? Because once you start seeing the game, trust me, you can't unsee it.